It's also a choice. Choosing to make a choice between a partnership or something else. A dance. Partnership where there's this rhythmic dance and both of them have their eyes closed. So this has to do with like in relationships we're often going intuitively, an intuitive dance in partnership. But again, we're seeing like a blindfolded and interconnected. This has to do like deep in your emotions, and again we're seeing the message of like there's an intuitive sense, like you're blinded by love. But I also see like there's this dance going on where in finding love in the relationships, we're not using our eyesight, we're not seeing visually, but we're feeling them out. This is like going deep in the ocean, deep in your emotions in regards to a connection to a relationship. Really finding a relationship that intuitively has that fire within you, because we're seeing chandeliers, fire, candles, and we're also seeing water in the depths of the ocean. So this is a relationship that has that passion, that ignition, but it also ignites you, but it also provides that safety in your emotions. Intuitive sense. She's able to be cutthroat, but it's also about like really following your intuition, the mind, your third eye, into providing that message for you. The Queen of Swords is able to follow her intuition, her guidance, her internal compass that gives her that safety of who's right for her and who's not. And because we're seeing blindfolding, I'm getting like you really need to, and she has her eyes closed. So this is about following, really closing your eyes to what you see on the outer and following your inner knowing, your inner body, like that dance. But we are also seeing the Three of Swords, which is often about betrayal. You've already built something, but that something isn't satisfying you anymore. So it's really having that hawk's perspective of looking at the situation. If something isn't fulfilling you, it's really looking above and having a more hawk eye perspective where you're able to see the situation like outward, not in macro where you're like, so you when we're in something and we're focused on building something up, but then it's like when we're continually building something up just for the sake of building something up, or just for the sake of like, well, I said yes, so I'm going to keep doing it even when my heart isn't in it, then you really need to have that hawk eye perspective and have a micro, like zoom out and really see, is this foundation fulfilling you, emotional fulfilling you? Tune into your own intuitive sense, and have that inner eye guidance. So this is like opening your third eye. This is seeing through your third eye, through your intuition. There's something that's not feeding you anymore. You've got it all. You've got the family, you've got the house, you've attained it. But what you have attained, that emotional fulfillment, is it actually emotionally fulfilling you? Because there's something like that's not in tune. Like there's something that's like the values, your values, or like what you're seeking is not in tune with what you have received. And even if we have built something up, there's no point in continuously building it up just because we said yes. There's a lot of like blindfolding and like closing your eyes and really just following your body. I keep saying follow your intuition because that's what it is. It's following your third eye. And the Queen of Swords tells us it's okay to say no. It's okay to cut things off even when we are built things up. And really important to climb the mountain and able to see and starting over again. It's okay. The Queen of Swords says it's okay to start over again and to say no to things, even if originally we said yes and we started to create that foundation, that emotional fulfillment. Maybe we have attained it. You know what? This isn't working anymore. The Queen of Swords is okay with cutting things off because it is not aligned with her beliefs. So it's like, are your beliefs aligned with your actions to like emotional fulfillment? This like pull on you, on your like innermost depths of your desires, of your temptations. Like, let your emotions lead you to intuitive guidance, to letting things go when they're no longer aligned with the greater vision that you have, the greater mastery that you have for your life. Like, as an artist, if something isn't matching to our values, to our vision, then we drop it. Like, I'm getting the message of like Leonardo da Vinci or Michelangelo. He was like such a master in his art. If something wasn't a vision of, if someone ordered something for him to paint and it didn't envision what he wanted, he like literally would abandon projects and piss off people that like, but like his whole thing was like, if it isn't to my mastery, I'm okay to let go. I'm okay to step away from it. And then oftentimes he would come back to it, greater vision. But it's like, it's okay to move away from things even if we are built up, because if we continuously build something up even when we're not aligned with anymore, that energy is going to, you're not going to have the same detail oriented or hard work ethic onto it, because you're not emotionally, it doesn't fulfill you anymore. Like, it has no purpose to your purpose. It has no purpose to your purpose. But I feel like this has something to do with your relationship. Like, there's something that's tempting you in regards to your desires, maybe a relationship, but it's something that you've built up, and you might have attained this emotional fulfillment. And so it might be difficult because people see the passion, people see the emotional fulfillment, but in your true of hearts, it doesn't add up. So you really need to listen to the Queen of Swords, tune into your third eye, to leave things when it's no longer, like, zoom out of your life. Knight of Swords is a very, like, they have a thought and then they immediately take action. Knight of Swords isn't like the Queen of Swords, where she's like this intuitive sense, embodiment of her intuition, of her mind, and what's of her higher self. It's like a higher self knowledge, almost to like the High Priestess. Knight of Swords is someone who hasn't mastered their mind, and so in their intuitive mind. So like, they have a thought. This is like about claircognizance, when you just know something, when you just know something's right. So if you know something isn't emotionally fulfilling you, then move on. But the Knight of Swords is someone like thinks about something and he does it. Like, this isn't someone who like is just like, oh, I'm gonna do that. Like, there's no filter of like, it's a reaction, this like responding versus reaction. But this can also be someone coming in like with a message. You are moving on from something that you might have built up because it's not emotionally fulfilling you. Again, Queen of Swords. Wow. Yeah, so you are moving on from something. Like, you're done fighting the good fight, and you're just like, stop trying to continuously work on something because you're not emotionally fulfilled anymore. And the Queen of Swords, she has blood on her sword. She's the protector. She's protected by Medusa, and she easily will cut off heads if betrayed. It's not about vindictive, it's not about reactionary, but it's following. It's like, this isn't right for me. What your emotions need to match your values, your beliefs, with the Queen of Swords. Protecting yourself, because Medusa, story of Medusa, is a very, it's like if need me to protect myself, I will behead you. I will cut off your head, because I know what my beliefs are. I know what I value, and if you betray me, I will behead you to protect my values, to protect my innermost selves. I have no problem cutting off your head. This is the original rivalry of our opposite sides, is quite common during our lives and requires constant effort by weighing and balancing each part of it. I feel like there are parts in your life that are conflicting. So this creature symbolizes like, we have different parts. And so there can be like, when we are trying to make different things work in our lives, or when we're abandoning our innermost self to make it work for other people, relationships, your innermost self might break down to shadow aspects of yourself so that the innermost self is protected. Akin to the yin yang, one cannot live without the other. and both have influence on the opposite side. No work can be accomplished unless both are united. They are already merged in a single body, but the work towards the ultimate equilibrium is a continuous effort. These aspects indicate that a sense of balance is being created and that the working process is in the right direction. To accept who you are, and also reconciliation with yourself or possibly a lover. But you have to be careful with the Queen of Swords and the Ten of Cups. Lovers, I'm getting like there is going to be a temptation. Maybe there's a temptation to leave, or there's a temptation to abandon yourself, to make it continuously make something work and progress when you're not fulfilled by it anymore. But the Nine of Vessels is about accepting who you are, Aquarius. So we all look like strange creatures in the realm. Notice how strong the Chimera is, with each head focusing on its surroundings and receiving energy from different sides, exactly like you. Remember that you need to keep your balance, your light and your darkness, especially the Queen of Swords. You need to keep your balance with that sword energy. You finally feel that your opposites are being merged, conscious and unconsciously. The union of both allows your higher self to merge. So the lovers could actually potentially be different sides of you that actually need to merge. And that could be representation of the Nine of Vessels and the Queen of Swords. So this could be like potentially, these are actually the feminine, your feminine and your masculine side that need to merge. Seven of Vessels depicts three birds fighting in midair. We can state that they are not totally free, and they are not totally free. The temptation. Imagining a virtual cage that imprisons them all. Through an incredible effort to break free, they seem to attack each other with violent impulses. Also, we're seeing three birds, and we're also seeing with the Nine of Vessels, we're seeing three-headed creatures. So 3, 3. I think and 3 of Pentacles. So 3 is significant. The black bird represents the remnants from the shadow work, embodying doubts and wounds that were not completely cleared or healed. Despite its volatile condition, the physical senses still have very strong influences on its stance. It will try everything to deny the progression of its ascension. However, just like the yin yang, they both can merge and arise together. In order to accomplish that, though, the red bird has an important role. So there's a lot of synchronicity with these cards. The white and black stand for the contraries that need to be combined to unlock hidden mysteries within you. The red creature enters the bird's dispute as a creative mediator. Again, we have a mediator. Now, chemical context, this card represents spirit, mind, and soul, looking for a harmonious shape. A necessary conflict of our inner forces reveals their true essences, which are surprisingly fitting pieces in a major puzzle. So this is about reintegration of your authentic feelings. So learn what to separate or integrate your true nature, Aquarius, and shapes were finally exposed to you. This is the moment of trials and tests. If you are tough, you become stronger. Not doubt yourself. This is not a moment of confusion. Perseverance will help you to achieve your objectives and maintain control. Some people will try to help you, but it is up to you to decide which road you want to follow. There is always something in the way. You just have to learn to overcome the obstacles. This stage is awakening you to your authentic feelings. The violence of reality might find you off guard, but this could be the only true way to move forward. The light may hurt your eyes at first, but it will soon reveal a true path. You are going to receive a temptation that might tempt you to walk away from what you have built. I'm not sure exactly what that will be, because 10 of Cups is about like basically emotional fulfillment. So there is a relationship that you might be walking away from. We have a spilled cup, and with the 8, like again, you have to listen to your innermost feelings. You're going to receive a message that's like a spilled cup, a spilled opportunity where you're not being fulfilled, and it's Also, like, Four of Cups is like a missed opportunity where you're not seeing the opportunities and the universe is bringing forth. But also it can be like you're bringing forth opportunities, but there's like this inner knowing of Ace of Swords and the Queen of Swords where you know what is correct for you. And so it is moving on from something that isn't emotionally fulfilling you. Like in some way your cups aren't being fulfilled even when you have the 10 of Cups. There can be a temptation to stay because it's like, oh, and you could also be blinded by this relationship, by this connection. Like, well, I get everything I want from this connection, but if we're receiving, like, there's a missed opportunity. Four of Cups could be you're not fulfilled from your present. Like, there's something in your connection, your opportunity where you're continuously building up on it. And we see with the Eight of Cups, you're continuously building up on it, but it's not fulfilling you, and it's time to walk away. It's time to move on, and you're going to get that inspirational Ace of Swords of what's correct for you and what's not. But there is going to be a temptation. So either there's something that's going to tempt you where you're gonna walk away even when you've built up and you have everything you need, and it might not make sense, but you really at the end it's all about listening to your innermost guidance of the Queen of Swords. And if you need to cut people off, cut some heads off, that's what it will come down to. It's about mastery of the mind and understanding. And just because we have a thought or an idea doesn't mean we need to pursue our innermost, deepest thoughts and fulfill them. I mean, it could essentially be someone sparks a temptation thought and it plants it into your mind, but you really need to follow your own innermost guidance to check in with yourself, to make that step for yourself, to make that journey for yourself. Queen of Swords is about also like cutting away from people or things or situations, sometimes outright, just bluntly, and it being a surprise because it comes out of nowhere.